We don't have a sound.
Hi, Shuo, we don't have your sound.
Maybe you need a mute.
Just check your Zoom interface and probably do unmute. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes. Go ahead.
Sorry. The aortic pressure waveform has been proved to provide more valuable information for assessing cardiovascular function than peripheral pressure waveforms alone. Invasive measurement with a pressure catheter is the gold standard to measure the aortic pressure, but this carries significant risk of infection. In contrast, peripheral pressure waveforms can be obtained non-invasively. Thus, many researchers proposed various methods for estimating the aortic pressure waveforms from peripheral pressure measurements. The generalized transfer function method is most widely adopted among the existing methods because of its simple implementation. What is a generalized transfer function? It is obtained by averaging the individual transfer functions of subjects, but it cannot account for inter-subject and intra-subject variability, which leads to reduced accuracy of some derived indices from the estimated aortic pressure waveform. The aim of my study was to adapt the generalized transfer function to a multivariable adaptive transfer function to improve the accuracy of estimating the aortic pressure waveform. In my topic, GTF denotes generalized transfer function, ITF denotes individual transfer function, ATF denotes adaptive transfer function, and MATF denotes multivariable ATF, and ATF denotes single variable ATF. I used synchronous invasive aortic and brachial pressure waves from 34 patients. This figure shows the overall study procedure of my research. First, measured aortic and brachial brachial pressure waveforms were employed to build a GTF model. The multivariable and single variable regression formulas linking GTF and hemodynamic parameters were calculated simultaneously. Next, the MATF and SATF were obtained by adapting the GTF with the multivariable regression formulas and single regression formulas. The SATF and MATF were then used to generate the aortic pressure waveforms. These estimated aortic pressure waveforms were evaluated by comparison with their measured counterparts. Actually, in my topic, two groups of individual transfer functions were trained using the autogressive exogenous model. The first one is from the original data and the second one is from the normalized data. Thus, I obtained two GTF and two ATF. Multivariable regression was trained. Multivariable regression was performed between the brachial hemodynamic parameters and the minimum gains of ATF, and I found the minimum gain of an ATF can be calculated from brachial hemodynamic parameters. Then I changed the precision of minimum gain of GTF to obtain ATF. The desired optic pressure wave was obtained by calibrating the pulse wave derived from the second ATF with the pulse wave from the first ATF. This table shows the performance comparison in error measured of GTF, SATF, and MATF. We can see that the systolic blood pressure was underestimated by the GTF, and MATF, while it was overestimated by the SATF. Augmentation index was underestimated by the MATF and SATF, while it was overestimated by the GTF. The GTF achieved the smart root mean square error among the three methods. However, its performance in estimating the hemodynamic indices was poor. The MATF achieved more accurate estimates of systolic blood pressure, pulse wave, form factor, eject duration, and augmentation index in comparison with the GTF. The accuracy of the MATF was superior to that of the SATF in estimating systolic blood pressure, form factor, and augmentation index. However, its estimate of root mean square error and eject duration did not differ significantly. So we can see that the experimental results have shown that the MATF is more accurate than the SATF and GTF approaches and may provide a step towards the development of an improved and clinically useful non-invasive approach using, for example, oscillometric and tonometric methods. That's all. Thank you for your